last night because I was getting ready to leave. And looks like we've just got Lauren live.
Finally!
Yay! So we're gonna figure out how to do this. I don't know. We're gonna try and get both of us on camera at the same time. So we'll see how that goes. But here, I'll scoot closer to.
Hey, there we go. Hey, guys.
Hey, we're both on both screens. We did it. I feel so like tech savvy.
I'm
all
proud
a
of us.
I know. This is Lauren.
Hi, guys.
Now that we've got our tech under control. So you might have noticed. So I got the file uploaded late last night because I had to catch a flight early this morning to come here to Las Vegas so I could visit lolodidit headquarters, and in my sleepiness uploaded kind of a previous draft file of the packet, and I only found out like at, I don't know, 2 this morning. So I was trying to fix it from my phone while I was riding to the airport this morning at dark 30, and I kept trying to upload and it didn't. So if it looks like there are a whole bunch of versions of the packet, that's only because I was trying to do it on my phone and that was just a bad idea. But if you have the most up-to-date, make sure you go check. I fixed it by about, I don't know, 4 a.m. But if you got it before that, just make sure that there's a little number 5 at the end of your file name, so that way it has everything on there that's supposed to be there. Also on this page, you will see over here, there's a link to this main Olive Knits page where we'll be doing the Facebook Lives, and a link to number 2 is to the Olive Knits Knitters Lounge, which is where we do a lot of the fun and sharing about the knit along and all things Olive Knits. And then a link to my newsletter. If you know someone who's participating and they don't do Facebook, that's a great way for them to get weekly updates about what's going on so that they feel like they're still in the know. And then at the bottom, how to get the most from the 4-day knit along. That is really important to keep in mind because nobody's on Team Sloth. This is not about how fast you can knit. This is about having a great time, making friends, encouraging each other, cheering for each other. That's what we do in the Olive Knits Knitters Lounge. And so I want to make sure that you have an awesome time and you really get to experience the community that we've built, which is really great.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite things.
I'm totally going to jump in on you because this is how we met, was through the knit along 2 years ago. We've had so much fun. I've made some of my best friends through this knit along. For last year during the Beekeeper, I mean, I swear, it's been so much fun. So I encourage everybody to do it. If you've never joined in on this KAL before, you have to do it because it's so much fun. Even Erica Close, hi, you're here. I know you're on here. She's one of my best friends now too, and it's all because of this knit along. So you guys, please join in. It's so much fun.
I love that, and I love that when I'm out and about at events and knitting festivals around the country, that people start finding each other in their, like last year in the Beekeepers and even in the Stillwater from year 1. So the fun part of this knit along is it really does kind of tie you to this bigger community, and you'll start finding each other out in public at events, and it's almost like instant friends.
Yes,
you know,
it totally is. It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. So I'm glad that it has had that effect.
It totally has. I mean, like it really got me choked up that you wanted to come here to kick this off with me, because we really have made really good friends over the past couple of years, so it's really nice.
I'm so glad.
While you're going over this part, I'm going to move our camera, so you go ahead and finish. I'm going to move our camera up.
Okay, she's fixing their cameras. Okay, make sure that you look at, oh my gosh, I'm wearing the exact same thing. I mean, I did do that on purpose, but I didn't realize I was going to be holding up the picture of it next to myself. So make sure you take a look at these dates. Like I mentioned, we have tons of participants, and it's wonderful, but it makes it difficult to support everyone if you don't take a look at what's in the packet, because I try to put everything in here you could possibly need so that you can be successful and have a great experience, and that's really important to me. But part of what makes it successful and fun for you is if you know what's going on and you don't feel like you're missing something, please make sure you mark these down. If you miss one of our Facebook Lives, that's okay. You can come back and watch it later. That's why I do these, because they're recorded and then you can just watch them whenever it's good for you. And then just a reminder on the bottom that all the Facebook Lives are happening in the Olive Knits main public Facebook page, not in the Knitters Lounge. So that's, again, just because it makes it more accessible for people. All right, page 3, and I didn't write page numbers on these. Hopefully that doesn't mess you up. Continued, and speaking of Erica Close, here's our friend Erica in her Foxtrot. I almost called it Beekeeper. I bet that's going to happen to me this year where I'm going to accidentally
I've
say
definitely done
Beekeeper.
that.
Foxtrot, partly because I have not been saying the word Foxtrot this whole time, trying not to spoil the secret. Because and you guys have no idea how many people have been in on this secret, and thankfully I don't think anybody spilled the beans, which is a miracle, but we were definitely like holding our tongue. So I have not said Foxtrot out loud for months because I didn't want to spoil it. So now I get to finally say it, and I'm afraid I'm not going to remember. Anyway, so make sure you take a look at the dates, and remember that if you don't finish by the end of the knit along, that's okay. Doesn't matter. Like, we keep knitting. That's why the Olive Knit Snitters Lounge is around, because you can just keep knitting and a lot of people will still be working on it. No problem. Make sure you take a look at the sliding size timeline, because it's not fair for one person who's knitting a size 32 to have the same amount of time as the person who's knitting a 48. Is there a 48? Yes. So whatever size you're making, make sure you take a look at that, and that's just an estimate. And also, you can break up your days. You can do it in little hour increments. You can do it however you want. This is the most flexible non-rule ever. Yes. And if you saw the blog post about how the 4-day knit along originated, I would have never intentionally gone out and been like, let's do a 4-day knit along. Like, that's insane.
She is insane.
I am insane. But I wouldn't have done that on purpose. It's just I fell into it. So that's why it's called that. But please don't panic. Right below that, there's lots of information about the ease and the fit, and I wanted to talk about that. Pick your own bust size. So measure your full bust size, and then choose the size. Or if you tend to be like really small in the upper body and you like to take your upper bust measurement, if you have my book, that information is in the Seamless Knit Sweaters book in the front. So, but you don't have to go up a size. It already has extra room. So you can pick your own size, and then you can see, it talks about the ease, how much ease is in there, and then it talks about finished measurements, and so that's what the end result will be. So if you're trying to figure out what size to make, that's where you go from there. The gauge is in stockinette. It's not in the lace pattern because most of the shaping and fit is all in the stockinette portion. So swatch in stockinette, measure over that. You don't have to measure your swatch in the lace. I put the little lace swatching in there in the back in case you just wanted to do it for fun, because a lot of people like to practice the stitch patterns.
I'm totally one of those people.
Yeah.
I definitely did swatches in the pattern. Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's fun. I mean, and then you get to see it, and you can like put it out, and then I use all of my swatches. Oh, I read that on your.
What do you do with your swatches?
I use them as little coasters. And I know. And they're so cute. They're all over my house.
That's so cute.
And I framed some of them.
See, I've thought about framing. Erica has been putting them on quilts, which I think is really cool, like stitching them onto a quilt.
Erica gave me one of hers. And it's just a work of art. I mean, you guys don't think about how swatching can be a work of art, but it truly is. I mean, it's methodical. You remember it. And then when you see it on your wall, you remember that what you did. I love it. I love swatching.
So swatch all you want.
Swatch them all.
Swatch all you want. You know I'm a big fan of swatching anyway. But yeah, so the lace part, I mean, that's just for fun. And then you have that little stitch pattern. You can see if it shows up in the yarn that you picked. You know, that's a good way to try it. Remember that needle size is just suggested. Use whatever needle you need to get gauge. That's important. All right, yarn details. That's the next page. Lauren so kindly broke down my yardage estimates into the number of skeins. I will tell you, we've just been figuring out that I was a little generous in my estimate, but you all know that we've been talking about a KAL, so you don't need to round up above these, and if you're close on the fence and you're on a budget, you know, you don't have to go over. But if you do have the extra skein, well, first of all, sometimes we add length, sometimes we want to make a cowl, sometimes we add, you know, and also if your row gauge is really dense, you know, that can do things too. So just to let you know though, but I thought that was really sweet of her to break it down into skeins. That just makes it super easy. And then that way you know what you need.
Yes.
And then, you know, your sweater was designed in superwash yarn. It gives it some nice drape, and then the nice rich colors that you get in superwash, that really shows up beautifully. And we are going to show you, in fact, let me see what's on the next page. Yeah, I think now would be a good time to show you some of Lauren's yarn. What do
I
you
get
think?
to show you yarn.
Yeah,
Yes,
so let
thank
me
you.
turn the time over to Lauren. And since we did kind of have a weird start, this is Lauren Flagel.
Hi guys, I'm Lauren Flagel from lolodidit hand-dyed yarn. We're here in Las Vegas, Nevada. lolodidit.com, and we're the yarn people for this. I'm so excited. I'm such a fangirl. And when Marie came up to me and asked me to do the yarn, I was like, I am in. And this was like way a long time ago.
This was
She
like
asked
9
me.
months or even almost. Yeah, it was almost last year.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, because I learned last year to start planning this much earlier. Last year, it sort of took me by surprise. I was like, oh, I'll just wing it. That'll be fun. Oh my gosh.
So, it was crazy. Last year was crazy. We weren't even the yarn dyer, and we were just like busy.
Yeah.
All the time. And this year, because we prep so much, I think that we're prepared for you guys. We are ready to dye. We have yarn ready to ship as well. It's fantastic. So
yeah, I was almost nervous because it's like, how do you prepare when you don't know what? I mean, that's part of, like, last year I wasn't prepared enough because I didn't know what it was going to be like. And this year I'm like, okay, we have to prepare, but then it's also like, what if we over prepare? I don't know. But Lauren and her team have been prepping for, it seems like months. I mean, we've been talking about this for months. They've been getting ready to do the yarn for this. So I am thrilled because I know what a lot of work that is.
Yeah. I mean, we've been stockpiling yarn for y'all for a while, so we're good. We're good to go.
That's awesome. Yeah, we definitely realized last year, like, I didn't know how to prepare, like how to tell someone to plan. And last year we had Knitted Wit, and she was amazing. And I unfortunately did not prepare her. I had no idea. None of us knew. It was just you guys surprised us. So now we get to have a whole new experience, being a little more prepared. You know, trying to go at this with a little bit better foundation under us, I think.
Yeah, we're totally ready. We got our stuff together, guys.
We did.
We're ready for you guys.
We did. So let's do some yarn.
Let me show you.
I'm going to scoot over a little bit so that you can scoot in.
Okay, yeah. Oh, we're in here. Hey, guys.
Yay.
Oh, you're not on YouTube, but that's okay.
Okay,
Okay. Hey, guys. Hey, everybody. I haven't been paying attention to comments on YouTube, but Jennifer, who is my right-hand person, is paying attention to your comments. So if she has answers for you, she will answer in there. So I kind of want to go over the colorways that we've got here. I am actually wearing Avienda. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it is a dark mauve, beautiful, and variegated. So what we're recommending for this particular pattern are our sophisticated tonals, which is a particular collection that is deeply layered. It's something that takes us a lot of time, not gonna lie. It takes us a lot of time to dye these ones, but it's worth it because it's gorgeous. And Marie's wearing Nynaeve, which is a deep gold, and they're not quite variegated, but they are very, very deep tonals. So you have a lot of texture, which is beautiful, but it doesn't take away from the pattern.
Of little, I don't know if you can tell, there's all these little tiny specks almost of color. It's not speckled, but it's just, you can see these little glimmers of color.
Yeah, and it doesn't take away from the pattern at all. So the beautiful fox head pattern that she's got on this, you can clearly...
YouTube?
Yeah, you can see that! So it's really beautiful. So that is Avienda, it's one of them. Can you guys both see it? Yes. We also have my favorite things, which is a deep, deep, deep purple.
Yeah. Oh, on YouTube, well, I can't tell whether it's my screen or not, but on YouTube it looks more purple. It is more purple. If it looks blue for you, it's purple.
And we have Blackberry Jam is actually what I made mine out of. Thank you. I have it blocking. You guys, I'm not quite done. It took me approximately 6 days and hours to knit it my size, which is exactly what Marie told us, which is amazing. And I've just got that front band to do, and I'm done. So I'll show it to you guys in the next video. But this is Blackberry Jam that I did mine out of. Rivendell and Narnia. Can you even tell the difference on these?
On your screen, yes. On my screen, no. But maybe as you're watching, and I can't see comments. I think.
Where's your comments?
See, I think it's maybe because I did it in an event. Oh, YouTube just fell over.
Hey guys.
Now I can see Lauren can see her comments. I cannot see comments. So what I will do, see, it said new comment, but I can't actually see the comment. Normally, I love to chat back with your comments. I'm so sorry I can't see them. I will chat at your comments after. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We'll figure out some way to get questions. And we've been, I personally, I don't know if you, yes, you have, emails all morning asking questions. So I'm putting together a little FAQ on my website, and we could probably share that and have it on both websites.
Well, and hopefully Most of them are in here.
Most of them are in
Between
there.
here and the website that gives you all the links that you're clicking.
No,
all
for real.
your things are everything you need to know is in there.
Everything's in the pre-order packet. So guys, go get your pattern. Make sure you download it. It's on Ravelry right now. It's a pre-order, but you've got she's got 5 pages of information.
Actually, I think it's 8.
8 pages of information.
Too many pages, I know. Too many pages. Oh, I'm sorry, YouTube. I keep falling off screen.
I know, right? We're trying to be
We're sitting on
close.
each other's lap. Okay, so is that, we should see more yarns.
You want to see more?
I want to show the Hello Gorgeous. I love that one so much. I grabbed that off the shelf.
She went shopping today.
Mhm. I was like, I need that. I love the Hello Gorgeous. You know what? You cannot tell on there how pretty this is.
This is a really, really light mauve, dusty pink,
Mhm.
and it is perfect. You've knit a shawl out of this,
I
right?
did. It's
Yeah.
in my new book.
Yes! It's amazing. So,
Yeah.
this is Hello Gorgeous, really beautiful, and this is a tonal, so this does not have the same kind of speckly depth as the ones that we're wearing,
Mhm.
but it is a really nice, you can see the highs and lows of the colors. Where's the other one that you picked?
Oh,
Did we forget it? We forgot it.
no. Oh, yeah. It was the, hold on.
Amazed.
It was right here. It's behind.
Grab it, grab it, grab it. You got
Okay.
this. So this is Amazed.
My screen, it doesn't look right. YouTube looks better, but again, it might just be what I can see. So it's kind of, it makes me think of lipstick, but like I love lipstick, so
Obviously.
Right
Right before we're getting, she's like, lipstick, and I'm like, I'm good.
I love lipstick. So I'm like, I want lipstick this color. This is great.
This
So
is
pretty.
this is really pretty, and it's like a reddish verging on pink.
Mhm.
So if you guys are, I know the colors are off, but you guys, it's beautiful.
beautiful.
This is what I knit my beekeeper out of last year.
Mhm.
So yeah, I know you, Erica. You totally got a shop in our house.
Mhm.
So cute. And then we've got Rumpelstiltskin.
Nice
This
kind of like, what you call that? Ochre?
earthy green.
green with like yellow little bits.
Yes, really pretty. This is like my goal sweater. I have got to knit a sweater out of this one.
I actually thought you were knitting your Foxtrot in green.
I was.
Okay, because I
I
was
was knitting it
wait
out
a
of this
minute.
green.
I really thought it was green.
I was knitting it out of this green, and literally last minute, Trisha Chubbs. If Trisha's here,
Hey,
Trisha is one of my
Trisha.
sample knitters. She talked me out of it. She was like, Lauren, you only have 1 month out of the year in Las Vegas, and you're gonna wear a bright green sweater. And I was like, I love green. What are you talking about? Okay, blackberry jam.
Right.
So
That was good.
Elaine, this is Elaine, and this is an emerald green with lots of different tones, including slightly blue tones. If you guys can see that.
Pretty.
And then I have one more skein. Then I'm done. I'm done talking about yarn.
No, you can talk about yarn all the time.
Can I keep up?
I love that one.
This is Red Red Wine. This is huge fan favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much we have dyed already for you guys, but it's ridiculous. Like, I've got 3 drying racks full of this already just from today. So I'm like sweating because I've been dyeing all morning and moving yarn around and racks around. So you guys, Red Red Wine, I know you guys love it.
That one is the one. Not only do I have a shawl in my new book in that, but also my little sister Anna, the knitter, which you guys have all met on Facebook Lives. She had a big celebration because of like a job milestone, and I sent her that yarn in Red Red Wine because I was like, that's a perfect celebration. You know, I can't mail her wine. I mean, I could from the winery, but like, I can't
For
just
real.
go pack wine in the mail. So I was like, I'm gonna send her wine colored yarn.
That's perfect.
I love it.
She's a new knitter.
She
started
a new
like a
knitter.
year ago,
She's
right?
9 months, I think.
Oh my gosh.
And
yeah, she's
she's
doing good.
Mm-hmm. She's
She's
rocking
doing
it.
really good. So
Yeah.
you guys new knitters out here, you have to know this sweater is something that you can do. Advanced beginner, this sweater is something you can join in. I even have on my front page of my website, there's a little section that says you can do it, and that's for you guys out there who are newer knitters, 9 months, baby knitters.
Baby
You
knitters.
guys can do this, and you can join in, and it's a great way to make friends and learn new techniques. So I say jump all
up
first.
in it. Jump all up in it.
Yes.
You know, I put intermediate on the pattern only because it does have a chart, but the chart is optional because you can also just follow the written directions. So you don't have to use the chart.
I didn't use the chart. I don't actually read charts. We were talking about that earlier. I'm totally self-taught knitter, and I Don't use charts at all, and it's written out beautifully. I had no trouble following the pattern at all. So it's really, Marie writes really good patterns. I think I have like 10 sweaters from her patterns, and she writes them really well. You guys,
Thank you.
you're lucky to be doing this KAL with her sweater. It's amazing.
I'll slip you money later for saying that. No, I didn't pay her to say that. It is absolutely advanced beginner doable. I got an email from someone this morning saying, oh, but I'm nervous that I can't do short rows, and I'm nervous. And I was like, there's no short rows. It's actually one of the easiest sweaters. I definitely learned last year, even though the challenge of Beekeeper was super fun, it was also a little bit strenuous, because for some people they were like 4-day knit along, oh my gosh, this is going to be my first sweater. And I never thought of people doing that, because I mean, I just didn't think of that. I was like, oh, these are going to be people who, you know, knit tons of sweaters, and this is like the final frontier challenge. I didn't think about it being people who'd never knit sweaters before, so I feel like the challenge was a little bit overwhelming for some. Although in the end, they were like, I'm so proud, I feel amazing, I rocked it, and I was so thrilled with all the people who were like, Beekeeper was my first sweater. That was amazing. Yeah. But this year I was like, okay, let's make sure that anybody at any, really kind of any skill level, I mean, you need to know some basics. But if you're, you know, a confident, you know, advanced beginner, intermediate, like you'll be.
Or adventurous.
Adventurous.
Adventurous
That's the word
is a
I was
good
looking
word.
for.
You know, like, because I don't know if you know this, but the Stillwater was my very first garment that I ever made. And I knit it in a month and a half with one of my friends. We did like our own little knit along a couple of months after everybody did the knit along, because I didn't know what was happening. And once I found out, I was super jealous. Like a lot, and I wanted the Stillwater, so we did it, and it took me a month and a half. It's not a 4-day, you know, I didn't do it in 4 days, but it was amazing. I learned so much. I learned about construction and how sweaters are supposed to fit, how colors go together, and you know, why you should alternate skeins in a garment, you know, just stuff like that. It's really, really important. So you guys, you're gonna love it. Join in.
And I just have to point out that Lauren is wearing my Bourbon Street sweater. It's so cute.
So cute. Look at this.
I know.
Look at this.
It's so cute. It's so fun. We were talking about how much ease is in that sweater, because people are like, I want more ease in my sweater. So if you know.
Oh, this is
and
comfy.
and then this year's cardigan too has some swingy ease in the body, so it's a little bit more of a relaxed fit. Another reason you don't have to go up a size, just because you want a little bit more wiggle room. A couple of the features I mentioned in this year's sweater are the fact that, okay, if you love buttons, I would say raise your hand, but I won't be able to see. But if you feel like your cardigans need buttons, this sweater has this little lacy design that has eyelets.
Super smart.
There's for YouTube. They can't
Oh,
see
yeah,
my
you
whole
can't
face.
see us. I'm sorry, guys.
It's like falling over. I think it's okay. Maybe. I don't know.
There we go.
Oh, okay. Yay, they can see our faces now. But anyway, you can just stitch on buttons and use those eyelets and button it. Like, there's enough coverage that it does cross over. You can button it. Yay. Yes. Talk about their secret buttonholes. And I will tell you, these button bands are the fastest button bands you will ever knit in your whole life.
It's the last thing I got to do.
Yeah. And I originally, when I first worked on the sample, I did a regular ribbed neckline and ribbed front bands. And I was just like, it just felt boring to me. So I was like, I got to do something different. And so I took them out. But I'm telling you that because if you don't want to go this route, you can do regular ribbing. So easy. But when I changed it out and did this little lace edging, it was so fast. I feel like each side of the button band took me like 12 minutes. Like, I mean, it just never takes, it just went so fast. I was like, this is amazing. So this might be your favorite band experience because it's just so much faster, and you get buttonholes, secret buttonholes. So that's pretty cool. Now, okay, let me just see what else is in here so I don't forget. All right, make sure if you are doing the lace practice, you don't have to. If you're coming on late, you do not have to knit a lace swatch because we're not actually measuring gauge in the lace. However, it gives you a chance to practice the pattern, see your stitch definition, and just keep in mind that the part that's in the brackets, in these rows, there's for YouTube, it is what is repeated in the sweater. So the brackets in the swatch, you don't actually repeat anything, but in the sweater, that's what's repeated. And that's why on the chart, there is this border, the kind of inner border outline, because that's the repeat. Don't let that throw you. That's just there so that, because I didn't want to have to make a whole new chart for the swatch. I was like, they can figure, they're fine.
They got it.
They're fine.
You guys got it.
Remember to pop into the Olive Knits Knitters Lounge. We have such a blast, and in the Knitters Lounge is where the prizes happen, and prizes have been trickling in, and I'm making a list, and so once we actually kick off the knit along on July 4th is when I will tell you about all the prize sponsors. If you are watching and you are a vendor that wants to donate a prize, maybe some non-knit along related things, but that are just fun to know. So can I ask you first?
Sure.
All right, I want to know, number one, your favorite kind of embarrassing snack.
Oh my gosh. It would have to be sardines. Literally out of the can, and I pour mustard on them, and then I eat them. You
Really?
guys.
Just on a fork?
Yeah, I love them. Sometimes with flaxseed crackers. I do make my own flaxseed crackers sometimes.
I do like flaxseed crackers.
But yeah, I would say that's really embarrassing. Is that embarrassing enough for y'all?
That'll work. That'll work. What's
yours?
What's my embarrassing
Can
snack?
Can you share? I had to share my embarrassing snack, guys.
I know. Well, I don't know if this is embarrassing, but like I like to just go snag slices of Swiss cheese out of the fridge. Is that embarrassing?
No.
Okay, hold on.
That's boring.
That's
Marie.
boring. I know.
Come on. You can do better than that. I have fish out of a can.
Cheetos?
You guys.
All
Help
right,
me here.
Oh no.
Help me.
I've got it.
Okay,
I mean,
what is
I don't
it?
know if this is embarrassing, but most people hate this. Pickled okra.
I love pickled okra.
Oh my gosh.
Yay! Okay, that's kind of embarrassing.
Perfect, because
Yes.
most people are like gross, but I love it so much.
It's beautifully slimy.
so
It's
good.
amazing.
So good. All right, what was your pre-yarn career?
Oh my gosh. So I'm super techie. I worked for Apple, which is big company doing business, like B2B sales.
But you are not allowed to text or message her your
I was
computer
not
questions?
a tech support person. I talk to people for, can you tell? I talk to people
You
for
talk
a living.
to people. Mhm.
So that's
I
what
wish
I
could
did.
hire you.
Yeah, right.
Good at this.
We're a good team.
Yeah.
So that's what I did before this.
How long did you work there?
13 years.
13
I
years.
know. It's kind of crazy. I was like the kid that like never left.
So dare I ask, how did you end up in yarn then?
It was a hobby. I mean, I started learning how to knit, and I wanted to knit socks and found my first hand-dyed yarn, and that like exploded my brain. I was like, oh my gosh, this can be hand-dyed, and I'm a pretty crafty person.
Mm-hmm.
I love crafts. And so my husband's like, do it. And it exploded. Literally within 3 months of starting to dye yarn, it was
I think you have to be
crazy.
good, just like have a natural inclination for that, because I don't have any instinct for dyeing yarn at all. I don't even have an instinct for color, much less dyeing yarn, but I took a little yarn dyeing class, and just for fun, so I could understand the process. And I was like, yeah, this looks like Halloween witch yarn. It's horrible, and I'm never doing this again.
You
So
definitely have to have like color theory. You have to understand it. I mean, it's not an easy job, but
No.
I love it.
I think
love
it
doing
looks you make it look easy,
Thanks.
so that's a sign that you're good at it. I
Thank
think.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I love it.
Because I'm like,
Sweating. No, you're doing it. You're doing it. I love it. So when you were small, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Oh, honestly, I just wanted to own my own business. Like
That's impressive.
I was like, I want to be my own boss. I want to own my own business. And I got a good opportunity with Apple. I mean, I really got to be my own person, but this is it's so much cooler. I love talking to you guys every day. I really do.
Yay. Okay, so since we're talking about knitting, what is your favorite type of knitting needle, and what's your favorite size of knitting needle?
That would have to be a size 6.
Okay.
Because if like I pick a shawl, I want a size 6,
Mm-hmm.
and that's Chiagu red lace. Chiagu.
With the sharp tips.
Yeah. I love
too.
them.
I
That's
love
all I carry on the shop, because I'm obsessed, so I might as well have them.
That's perfect. I always forget how important sharp tips are, because I just only use sharp tips, and then sometimes people will be knitting my pattern. They're like, oh, it would be so much easier if I had sharp tips. I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
oh yeah, sorry, I didn't think to tell you.
Yeah, you cannot underestimate it. They're so good and smooth and easy and all that. Check your camera. You can't see your face. Can you see me now? Cheryl, I'm sorry. We're really trying. We have like the
trying.
most weird setup here. We're trying
You know
for
what I
you.
do sometimes for my people is I will take a picture. This is what I'm going to do for you.
Yes,
I'm going to take a
please.
picture of what is happening right now, and then I'm going to share it with you
We have to
under
post
in the
this.
comments so you can see what
Our ridiculousness.
Yeah, let me see if it showed the third device right there.
And I had technical difficulties in the beginning. I'm failing.
Oh yeah, it shows everything. Perfect.
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
good.
And including myself going, that's great.
Yeah, nice. Nice picture.
Yeah, so you can see what we're dealing with. We're sorry you
We're
can't see our
crazy.
faces.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to
Guys.
ask you 2 more questions.
Okay.
And then turn the time to you to ask me. So another favorite hobby that isn't knitting.
Reading. Hands down, reading. I always have an audiobook in my ears.
Okay. What's the last book you listened to?
The Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan.
So let me guess. Is this where you come up with your yarn names?
Yes.
Okay.
All of my yarn is books or music. It's books or music all the time.
Or sports, right?
Well, sports. I mean, gosh, you guys. I have an entire collection of sports, but yes.
Books and music. That's awesome. Okay, last but not least, a food you absolutely hate.
Carrots. I know, guys. I know.
How do you
I
hate
love
carrots?
everything. I like pickled okra, and I don't like carrots. I have no idea. Never have. As a kid,
Okay, but
spit
just
'em out.
cooked carrots or raw carrots? No carrots.
No carrots.
Carrots
None.
are dead to you.
Dead.
Okay.
Like if they didn't exist on Earth, I'd be okay with that.
No carrots for
No
Lauren.
carrots.
If you
Don't
give her
like.
carrots,
No.
she won't give you yarn.
No. Have you noticed none of my orange colors are named anything after carrot? No. No carrots.
Oh my gosh, she won't even name her yarn
Mm-mm.
after a carrot. It's terrible.
It's bad.
All right, ask me.
Okay.
Your turn.
What's your most hated food ever? Don't be boring this time.
I'm trying not to be boring. I didn't get a chance to pre-think these. My most hated food. Oh, wait. I thought of it, and then I remembered this morning. I was thinking as I was making this list for you. I was like, what would I say to these questions?
Sardines.
Probably sardines. Well, no, because I do. Well, are sardines kind of like anchovies?
No.
Oh shoot, because I was like, I eat Caesar dressing.
No.
Like fresh Caesar.
Marie.
I
She
know.
doesn't have. She's like. I like everything.
Well, no, I'm not that big of a meat eater.
Oh, see, okay. You have a hated food.
I don't hate it. I mean, I was a vegetarian for a really long time. I'm not a vegetarian anymore because I'm a little bit more relaxed. But I know there's something I hate. I'll think of it. I promise.
Salad is the best.
I love salad.
Thanks,
I
guys.
love every vegetable in the whole world,
Including carrots.
including carrots. I'll eat her carrots. I love carrots. I don't necessarily love cooking them, but I love carrots. I mean, because I think they're better raw.
Yeah.
But I love carrots. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll think of it. I know I hate something. I just don't know what it is right this minute.
So on my list of
Oh,
questions
raw
for you,
fish. I don't like raw fish.
sushi.
No.
What?
Yeah. Mm.
We're learning so much about each other.
No raw fish. No.
And everybody else on here is like, I love sushi.
I know.
It's like a thing. It's
It is
a
a
popular thing right
I
now.
know. I was just up in Seattle, and I was visiting Maker's Mercantile, and Karin Skasel took me out to dinner, and she was like, "Oh, how about like this sushi place?" And I was like, well,
Do they have
I don't
edamame?
really do. They have a lot of other stuff. Like, I love all the other stuff. I was like, I don't really do raw fish, and she was like, oh, okay. I could tell she was like, who are you? What do I do?
No.
I was like,
She actually said that in her email. So she's coming to visit here, and she's like, oh yeah, and not sushi. And I was like, weird. And I didn't actually think it would be a hated food. I just thought you were like, I eat this all the time. I don't want to go out in Las
No, I
Vegas to
don't like
sushi.
it.
Beef liver. Oh, I love liver.
Oh no, beef liver. Oh my gosh, I have a long list of hates.
Love
Beef
liver. Every
tongue, I don't
vegetable
do
is
any of
better
those.
raw. Nutrients. I mean, yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Cherokee Trail Heather. Yes.
Thank you, Cherokee Trail
You're-
Heather.
Yes, you're
Mhm.
totally right. You don't. Oh, one person out of
Marla,
50
thank
people.
you. Marla agrees with me about sushi.
1 out of 50.
There's 2 of us in the whole world. All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask,
Okay.
since I've got all these questions. If you weren't a designer, what would your dream job be?
So I would normally think I would say chef because I love to cook, but then I just
I love
realized
cooking.
that it would make me not love cooking, probably. You know, because chefs work
No.
really long hours. Like, they have grueling long hours. And I was like, what if I wouldn't love cooking anymore?
No,
So-
dyeing yarn doesn't make me hate yarn.
Well, that's true.
It makes me love it more.
I know. So I would either be a chef or probably I want to be a chef.
Yeah, chef.
I think I want to be a chef.
Without raw food.
But no
raw,
sushi.
no
I would be a
sushi.
sushi chef.
No raw fish.
Nope.
Okay, and then how long have you been designing? I've been wanting to know this. It's like my personal question. Like,
So-
as my fangirl thing happens here.
Well, so here's the thing. I grew up not having patterns that I wanted to make. So I was making my own patterns for myself and for my kids for years, like most of my life, but I didn't write them into a pattern. So I didn't start writing patterns down for other people until about 6 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's definitely a different experience when you're, you have to, I'm also a technical writer though. So that part, I'm good at that part, but you still have to figure out what information do people need to know. So it was an interesting learning curve, but I had a ton of amazing knitters that were part of my original test knitting group. Gail and Dee and Nancy and Rhonda and Lisa and Erica, and they were all like test knitting, and I know I'm forgetting people, Cindy, and like there's so many, and that just helped me evolve really fast, I think. So
yeah, I mean, honestly, having a good team behind you, like having people who care about you and support you, we're small business women, and having you guys support us and uplift us and encourage us is like, that's what we're here for. That's what, like, you don't get the pat on the back from anybody else. We get it from you guys. We feed off of your enthusiasm. Yeah. So
it's a lot of being, well, for you being sweaty in a dyeing yarn, and for me, like sitting alone in my office behind a computer for just hours till my eyes like pop out. So without the interaction, that's definitely how, what makes it joyful.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. For me especially, I love that. And then what's your fashion inspiration? Because you obviously have your own style. Like everything, I can tell that it's your design. I can see it and go, really? Oh my gosh, that's Marie's. So tell me where you get your inspiration from.
I think that a lot of my inspiration kind of comes from the fact that I started knitting at a time when I only had access to vintage patterns. So cool. I think some of that like classic style and sort of that Katharine Hepburn, Audrey Hepburn, with sort of the idea that I want to design things that I'll want to still be wearing, that don't feel too like tied to a specific time period, but like it could still be cool in 5 years. Like it could still be classic and timeless. And I love architecture, like love it. And in this weird part of my mind, I'm like, maybe I want to be an architect. I don't know that I don't know if I would, but I love bridges and buildings and concrete and steel. That's and cool. Straight, sharp lines. Like I love it. And so a lot of times I'll be traveling and I'll see a building and I'll just see a couple of angles and think, ooh, I like that. And I take, like I did the Chicago architecture tour.
Yes, I've done that. Yes.
I took like 1,200 pictures, and I'm not exaggerating. There were actually 1,200 pictures of underneath of bridges and things. And I was like, I'm so weird.
It's completely fascinating. I'm not as into it as you, but I do find it. That's what I like going to when I travel. I love seeing what everybody's built, and the United States is a really young country, so seeing all the new modern styles of design, I just love it.
And
so that's cool.
And I love it when I travel too. So a lot of it is, it's just stuff that I'm inspired by from travel or.
That's awesome.
Yay, that's a fun question.
I've got one last one, and this is super serious.
All right.
So I mean, put on your serious face, because otherwise, I don't know what you're gonna do about this. Okay. If you were on a desert island,
and I can only knit one project, no,
we cannot knit one project. I'd undo the yarn and like do it again.
I would like unply it so I could knit like lace weight, like all the little plies.
I actually have thought about that. If like they picked me for Alone, have you ever seen that? Okay, Alone. I would take a sweater and then I'd undo it and make my own knitting needle, so I'd have something to do alone for that long. Okay, but no, not knitting.
Okay.
And you only could eat one meal. For the rest of your life on this desert island. What is it?
Nachos.
Nachos. Oh
nachos. Jalapenos all over them. Like just pour on because you can really get all your food groups in nachos.
That would be the reason why I'd want to eat on a desert island.
Top and
be like chocolate cake every day.
What, you would have chocolate cake every day?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm on a desert island by myself. I might as well die of a heart attack.
Right.
From chocolate cake.
All right. Chocolate cake and nachos it is. So if you see us stranded somewhere, send cake and nachos.
If you see Lauren 300 pounds heavier,
I was
on a
you're probably gonna be burning it off by like having to make, I don't know,
chocolate cake.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Cherokee Trail Heather, mwah, she's nachos all day too.
Nachos every day.
Yay. That's awesome. All right, everybody, we are right on schedule. It's 4:45. We are ready to tie things up for today. Now, I just want to make sure that you remember, we're going to come back on Facebook tomorrow, same time, same place. We are going to dig in. I forgot what we're talking about tomorrow. Hold on. yarn talk. So we're going to go in a little bit more detail about yarn, and I think since we talked a little bit about yarn today, we'll probably throw in some other stuff too, but we're going to talk about like lots of good stuff. And then Saturday morning, I'm going to talk all about what goes into the sweater design and like what I think about when I'm designing a 4-day sweater, because it's not like designing a regular thing. And Laura Eisman is watching on YouTube too. Laura, yay! So Laura must be watching over there instead of Facebook. I love seeing the cross.
We're like, we have problems here.
And then on Monday, we're going to go through and we're going to grab all the questions that everyone's been asking and make sure that we try and answer all of them that we possibly can. And then also probably we'll do that tomorrow too. We'll try and collect questions from what we weren't able to see and answer today, and then we'll go. Oh, Laura, you couldn't find it on Facebook. I will post the link.
And
so
it'll be recorded.
It's recorded.
Yeah.
So, and Chris is over there too. Oh, darn it. Well, I think we've got people in both places. So I will share the link so that you can make sure and watch the replay later. But join us back here tomorrow and we will talk more about the knit along. In the meantime, it's time to worry about yarn and swatching.
Yes.
So we can get this ball rolling.
Yes.
All right. Have a great night, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow.